exception handling. So before you want to understand what is exception handling, you need to know what's the need of exception handling. So if you look at my program, guys, I asked to the users, please enter a first number. Please enter a first number. I took one more variable. In this program, you can see here simple logic. I took two different variables, a comma b. I asked to the user enter first number, and I asked to the user enter second number, right? Okay, fine. Now let me perform some operations. So here integer result, or you can go for float result also. Float result. Okay, float result. So you can see here, guys, result result a by b. I want to show division. I want to perform division, and simply print, not printer, cout insertion operator, double quote, new line, and division of one more insertion operator, a double quote, and insertion operator here no not required, b. One more insertion operator is, so here is colon, suppose I'm passing here colon, insertion operator, I'm showing here result. Okay, fine. Control S, Control F9, Control F9, compile done, Control F10. So it is asking, this program is asking me to enter the first number. Suppose here I am entering the first number, guys. I entered 10. I enter second number, denominator. Okay, 2. So division of 10 by 2 is 5, right? Okay, division of 10 by 2 is 5. So enter numerator, or you can enter numerator, and here is denominator. Okay, Control S, Control F9. So let me compile this program. Compiling, close, Control F10. So enter numerator number and enter denominator number. Now if I enter 33 and if I enter 30, if I got 16, guys. Fine. Now one more stuff I would have tell you, guys. Control F10. Now let me go for third case. Let me go for third case. Suppose if I enter 10 and if I enter 0 here. So can you see here? Can you see some error is occurred? Yes or no? Yes, some error is occurred or not? So abnormally my program execution stopped. Abnormally, because of some error, because of some wrong input values at the denominator, my program execution stopped or not? I am the programmer, I can understand. So denominator value should not be 0. If you divide any number by 0, you will get the error. Guys. You will get the error. So if I show this error to the normal user, what normal user will say? Hey, this is best software. Throw this software. This software is not at all useful, right? Are you getting, guys? So I am showing once again, guys. I am enter something 20 number. I enter denominator 0. You can see the error here, guys. Your software has been crashed. It is not showing any output. It is showing only error message. It is showing any error message, or your software is not working properly. So this is the situations. This is the situation, guys. So whenever my program is running mode, so enter first number, enter numerator value, enter successfully. Second value when I enter, it is showing me the error. Okay, means this line can generate the error. So enter first number, successfully executed. Enter second number, successfully executed. When the control comes here, it is showing the error. Means this line may generate the error when my program is under run, when my software in running mode. Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? समझता तुम्हाला काय बोलतोय मी? This line gets executed. This line also gets executed. When control comes to this line throws the error at runtime. So how to handle those runtime error? So that process is called as exception handling. Runtime errors are nothing but an exception. Runtime errors are nothing but a exception. Understood guys? समझ लगा? समझ लगा नहीं? Yes or no? So my software is under running mode, then at runtime only it is showing the error. At runtime only it is showing the error, guys. Okay? It is showing the error. So what should I show? What's the need to show the error, guys? If I show the error, that layman can understand that error? No. I want, so programmer responsibility is to handle those errors which occurs at runtime. So how to handle those errors? So that is the need. Why I executed this program? Why I show this case? Why I have shown this case? Because this is the need. This is need of exception handling. This is need of exception handling, guys. So before going to explain exception handling, let me show you different types of errors. Different types of error, guys. So there are two types of errors. There are two types of error. First is compile time error. Compile time errors. And second is runtime errors. Runtime errors, guys. Compile time errors are what compile time error, guys? Compile time errors. So whatever the suppose now let me show you one more error. Suppose here I forget to give the semicolon. Here I forget to give the semicolon, guys. Okay, right? I save them program. I am trying to compile. It is showing that error. So you can see here. You can see here somewhere. Expected init declaration before float. So here is expected. So is spelling mistakes or not? Spelling mistake? Are you getting? So it's compiled successfully. I remove the error. So this is compile time error. Suppose if I added here float, flat. Instead of using float, I made flat. I save my program, control F9. Again it's telling that. Again it's telling that. What is this telling, guys? So flag is undeclared. Your compiler is not able to recognize what is this flag. What is this flag? Is it? Are you getting? What is flag? Is it? Now if I correct the error, again if I compile, means compile time errors are those which has been occurred maybe because of spelling mistake, maybe because of not able to find a specified symbol, or maybe some typing errors. Are you getting, guys? So compile time errors, there are two types of errors: compile time errors and runtime errors. Compile time errors and runtime errors. So compile time errors which can be identified at the time of compiling, guys. So those errors, compile errors can be caught during compiling your program, during compile time of your program, during compile time. So those compile errors can be caught during compile time. During compile time is called as compile time errors. Compile time errors. Okay. So compile time errors are like some spelling mistake, okay, or maybe some syntax error, the syntax is not correct, or maybe wrong import class, and etc., guys. Okay, what are the runtime errors, guys? Runtime errors, now you can see here, guys, I removed, control F10. If I run the program for 33 and 0. So this is runtime errors. My program is under executions and I can see the errors. Those are called as runtime errors. Now we have seen compile time error also. Now we have seen runtime error also. So runtime errors are maybe called as logical error. Errors. It is also called as exceptions. Guys. Okay. So runtime errors are also called as exceptions. So an exceptions caught during runtime of program, during runtime, and also creates some issue like program stops abnormally, abnormally, abnormally. It is called as runtime errors, guys. It is called as runtime errors. So compile time errors is a responsibility is to be handled by the programmer. So who is responsible to handle those errors, compile time errors? These can be taken care by the programmer, or you can handle by the developer. You can handle by the developer. So runtime errors you can handle by using exception handling techniques. You can handle by using exception handling techniques. So exception handling, you can use exception handling to track the runtime errors. So exception handling in C++, you can use exception handling in C++ to handle the runtime errors. So exception handling in C++ is a process, is a process, is a process to handle, is a process to handle runtime errors. Is to handle runtime errors. So guys, to work with the exception handling, guys, we need to use some following three inbuilt keywords. So you need to use three keywords. What are the keywords are there? Let's see now. So what are the keywords? So we can use here those three keywords like try, catch, and throw. Try, catch, throw, guys. So when to use throw keyword? Throw keyword, guys. So your program, we need to use throw keyword. Program throws an exception. Program throws an exception when a problem occurs. When a problem occurs, or when a problem occurs, when a problem shows. When a problem occurs or when a problem show. Okay. So we can use throw keyword. We can use here throw keyword. We can use here throw keyword. Okay, guys, fine. Now let me use catch. Let me use catch now. What is the purpose of catch keywords? So the program catches an exception with an exception handler at the place in a program where you want where programmer want to handle the problem or you can call issue, guys. So we can use catch keyword. We can use here catch keyword, guys. We can use here catch keyword. And finally, let me go for try keyword. What the try keyword is it? So try, it's a block. We can use the try block. We can use the try block. So we can use the try block to identify the code for which a particular exceptions will be activated or generated. Okay, guys, fine. So you can use try, catch, and exception, guys. Try, catch, and exception. Fine. So let us see a program, guys. Now I want to use try, catch, and exception. I want to use a try, catch, and exception, guys. So Control A, Control C, Alt F, new source file. So let me use here. So I will ask the user integer A, B. So enter the numerator, enter the denominator, guys. So this line generates the error. Which line generates the error? This from this line execution stops. So what should I do? I will keep these two lines in a try block. I will keep these two lines in a try block. So this is my try block. This is my try block, guys. Because these two lines may throw the error at runtime. Guys. Okay. Try. Fine. So when should I throw the error? Try. So what should I do? So here, if my b is equal to 0, if my denominator is equal to 0, then I want to throw. So throw, you can throw here. What you want to throw here? I can throw the exception, guys. So throw, do not enter, don't enter 0, that is 0 at denominator. Okay, do not enter 0 at denominator, guys. So this is the message. If b is equal to 0, then I want to give the message throw this error, guys. So I'll go here. So here and this one. Okay, fine. So I'll use here catch block. Under the catch block, I can able to handle the error. So here I am passing character stream. So here I can write this message character stream. Okay, fine. So here you can use character pointer error. So this is my exception block. This block catches. So catches the exception. So let me show you here. See out. I can pass here /n. Pass here. What should I pass here, guys? So directly error, guys. Okay, fine. Save the program. 6th exception example. Control F9. What is showing that? Semicolon is missing. Control F9. Semicolon. Control F9. Successfully compile. Control F10. So guys, same program, but I am trying to convert in different way. So guys, first 28. Now guys, you can see here, enter the numerator number. I enter 66. Enter denominator. I enter 6. So what's the problem? Okay, fine. It is not giving me any output. So I'll show here Control X. So I'll keep this one here. Control F9. Control F10. Now 66 and 6. So you can see here, guys, I entered correct value 66 and 6. I got the division of 66 by 6 is 11. So enter. Control F. Again, I'm trying to run one more time for the program. So where is that? So you can see here, enter numerator. I'm entering 33. I entered 0. So you can see here, guys, this application has been requested the runtime. So come on, close. Actually, I need to show the error. It should throw the error first, then it should go. Why it is not thrown? Let me check. It should throw the error. Control F9, compile. Control F10. Want to close? Why exception handling is not working? Try if my enter number is A, enter B, B is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, then I want to throw. Yes. Why is not throwing the error? My requirement is not fulfilling here. Even though I use a full opening closing curly. Okay, I use this fashion. Here I use else block, and here I use in this fashion, guys. Okay, fine. So Control F9, Control F10, 22, 0. Again, it is jumping to else block. It is not throwing. Catch. Why it is not throwing? If b is equal to 0, yes, my logic is right. Else close here. This is the catch. In this catch, I am using error E. Error E, yes, it's error E. Then C out catches the exceptions. Then why it is not catching the exception here? I will jump into result. Yes, nothing wrong with this. Enter denominator. Denominator is equal to b. B is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, yes. Where here may come it a parenthesis का okay. Close, Control F9, compiling, compilation run, Control F10, 0. Again same issue. So closing curly brace, result, semicolon, try block ended. So this ends here try block. Here is catch block. Here is catch end, C out, exception E pointer is printed here, opening closing curly. Where I made mistake here, why it is not moving to the exception? It should move. Scene A, B is equal to 0. B is equal to 0, I want to throw. Yes. Generally we used to do like this only. Okay, if it is not coming here, C out not working, then I will go with the C error. Well, hang one more. Then E. It should throw to this pointer. Okay, if it is not coming here, I will go with the integer A, and here I will show message. Yes guys, it was not able to point that, it was not able to match that pointer guys. It was not able to match that pointer, right? So you can see here guys, enter the numerator number 22, enter denominator number 0. I enter the denominator, I enter 0. Now instead of showing or instead of stopping my program, why it is showing that please don't enter 0 at denominator. If you try to enter the 0 at denominator, what will happen? Your program will stop, right? Your program will stop. So now instead of stopping your program normally, it is simply saying don't enter 0 at denominator. Don't enter 0 at denominator. Can you see here guys? Last time the problem was it was not able to match that catch block. So that's what, if the catch block is not matched after throwing, then definitely if you have not handled the exceptions by using catch, you have not thrown the exception to the appropriate catch block, the catch block is not matching and it was stopping your program abnormally. Guys. Okay, understood guys? समझ लगा? So here I pass here 1. So 1 is of type integer. So I hold here, don't enter 0 at denominator. Now if I run one more, if I go for one more time, let me stop the execution. Control S, Control F9, compile, Control F10, and if I enter 22, 8, so you can see here 22 by 8 is 2. Now if I enter again one more, Control F10, suppose if I enter here again some number, by 0 point. It has not stopped, it is gone. Why, I don't know. 22, now 0. If you enter 0, it directly saying, instead of stopping your program, it is saying that don't enter 0 at denominator. Don't enter 0 at denominator. Understood guys? समजलं का? समजलं का? मुलांनो हो किंवा नाही तर बोला कमीत कमी. समजलं? So instead of stopping my program, what I did here, I wrote my own logic. If input is correct, you will get division by division of numbers. If your inputs are wrong, I am throwing that error to appropriate catch block, and that catch block will handle and will show the error. That error is don't enter 0 at denominator instead of showing the error message to the user. Understood? समझला क्या? समझला? Okay guys, fine. You can use multiple catch block also. Suppose now here if b is equal to 0. Now I want to use one more. So one more e block I want to use. So here Control C. The problem is, okay, I'll use here. Sure, let me try. If you enter else if. Here I will use else if, guys. If b is less than 0 means minus. Less than 0 means minus, right? Yes or wrong? Right or wrong? Are you getting, guys, what I mean to say? Less than 0 means it will go to minus. So I will pass here. Character now. Character C. Now I will use here one more catch block. Now working with a multiple catch. Now you can use multiple catch. So here instead of using integer, I will use here character. So don't enter less than 0 at denominator. Understood? समझ लगा guys? Understood guys? You can handle multiple expression also by using multiple catch block. So here uppercase no, lowercase c, char a. So here character I am passing. I am throwing the character. I am trying to throw the character. Understood? First time I am trying to throw the integer. So this integer block will execute. If you try to throw character, this character block will execute. Understood? So Control S, Control F9. Let me compile. What's the problem again? Okay, 2 flower brackets. So let me remove here. Control S, Control F9, Control F10. Now I'm entering suppose 44 and minus 12. So don't enter less than 0 at denominator. Can you see here, guys? Can you see here? Can you see the output? Hello? So here /n Control F9, Control F10. So some number minus some number minus some number. So don't enter less than 0 at denominator. Do you clear? Okay guys, fine. So in this way you can able to handle the exceptions, guys. Single also and multiple also. So let me go for first single. Okay, this is for single, and this is for multi-catch exception handling. Okay, this is multi-catch exception handling, and this is simple single exception handling, or you can call exception handling. Okay guys, fine. Clear now? Any doubt in exception handling, guys? So I'll give you assignment. What is the assignment, guys? What is the assignment? How to create your own user-defined exceptions. So they take the assignments. So create user-defined exception handling. User-defined exception handling. Take this as the assignment. Take this as the assignment, guys. So assignment, create user-defined exception class or exception handling. Fine. Okay, guys.